why hasn't Halo Wars come out on backwards compatibility yet? The age-old question, harkening back to the Stone Age. Philosophers and wise men have pondered this question alike. There have been countless rumours circulating between players all eager to play on the Xbox One, but it's not until today that we may just learn the answer. So as of right now, it has been confirmed that Halo Wars is now on the preview program for backwards compatibility. So this video will mainly explore why it's taken this long to even get to this point. Okay, so enough of that. First, I want to fill you in on the long history that we had to endure. June of 2015, backwards compatibility was announced at E3.
Today, I'm pleased to announce Xbox One backward compatibility.
Previously, it had been denied as something that would never be included. Many were happy with it, and it was a perfect way to entice the previous 360 owners into getting an Xbox One. Microsoft had lost many of its previous gen's patrons to Sony, and so basically this would be a publicity stunt to try and stump the PS4. Sony did a similar thing with used games.
This is how you share your games on PS4.
Thanks.
So this was a sort of retaliation for undermining Microsoft's policy for DRM. So it was a surprise that Sony stated that PS4 would never support backwards compatibility. That's where my first point comes in. Halo Wars hasn't arrived on the compatibility list yet because Microsoft already believe they've won this battle. Their stunt succeeded and they have no one to impress anymore. The gimmick is over and the need to create a front no longer applies. It was an effective marketing tactic for a feature that will hardly ever get used, if we're all being honest. I know us HW players will use it, but for the vast majority, they will not. It was the same with the original Xbox games on the 360. So you might be saying that there are a lot of hoops that must be jumped through to get a game compatible.
Basically, Microsoft wanted to keep the price of the Xbox One down, so they didn't include the extra hardware to make it possible to play older games from the 360. Now, they can do that sort of stuff, but it will take a lot of work.
Well, you'd be wrong. For Halo Wars at least. They said so themselves, that it's a basic emulation software of the 360.
Now, they've also ruled out an emulator possibility.
In order to make this happen, which we didn't think was initially possible, we went ahead and actually built a virtual 360 all entirely in software. And then we take the old 360 games, put them in the emulator, and then we run it through emulation.
Something that PC users have enjoyed forever. So porting really shouldn't be an issue. While Microsoft did say that for third-party publishers that their games would require permission to be put on the program. This doesn't apply at all to HW. It is a first-party title and thus should have no issue in getting on the list. Another thing that really pisses me off are the games that they've chosen to emulate first.
We'll have over 100 titles already ready to go.
All these shitty arcade games. The fan list that they allowed us all to vote on, if you had a Windows account, was another front to make us all excited and to draw us into their gimmick. The number one fan-voted game that should have been the first game to get the treatment isn't even in the pipelines, let alone playable on the Xbox One. Here is a list of games upcoming or in the pipeline for compatibility. Halo Wars is there, sure, but the number one game isn't? What? Like, why would they choose Black Ops 1 over Black Ops 2? Is it to keep some sort of twisted form of chronological release? If so, that is really stupid. Also, it's rumoured that any Call of Duty game may not be coming to the program at all, as Activision has denied Microsoft the permission to use its games for backwards compatibility.
Really, the only thing that stops us is getting the legal permissions for things like licenses that may have changed over time or whatever the case may be.
Although this may change in the future. Anyway, those are some of the reasons why I think that Halo Wars has been delayed from being compatible. Or maybe it'll always just be for those preview members. I cry every time. Cheers guys, peace out.